Hello to all you gentlemen. And to all you ladies as well. All you wonderful friends tuning into our channel today. I know you're all very excited. Aren't you? Excited to unveil a topic that will surely make you, awe. Make you, marvel. And perhaps even, startle. You into realizing many things about the other half of the world. About the women we love and cherish. Right, today, we're not just going to uncover truths. We're going to explore every layer of emotion, every hidden thought, and even the hidden strengths that sometimes even these ladies themselves don't realize they possess, or rather, don't know how to express effectively. Right, and I want to emphasize that the purpose of our talk today is not to judge, not to evaluate or stereotype anyone, but rather for us to explore together, to understand together, and most importantly, to love each other more deeply, more genuinely. Right, are you ready? Let's begin. Thing 1. The power of silence and subtle cues. Where the most important messages often hide. Have you ever noticed, sometimes, the most frightening thing, or rather, the thing that makes gentlemen startle the most about women, isn't loud arguments or explosive anger, but precisely their silence and subtle cues, isn't it? When a woman becomes unusually quiet, when she only answers you in short, clipped sentences, or when her eyes avoid yours, that's often when the most important messages, the suppressed emotions, are hiding. And if you don't read these signals, you might miss the opportunity to understand and heal. Right. According to a University of Michigan study on nonverbal communication, about 75% of women tend to express dissatisfaction, frustration, or hurt through nonverbal cues and silence, rather than direct confrontation. That number is truly something for us to reflect on, isn't it? It's not just a statistic. It's a wake-up call for countless men who are inadvertently overlooking crucial signals from their women. So, why is that? Why do women often choose silence instead of direct confrontation? Because women are often taught to maintain harmony, to avoid direct conflict, and they also fear that expressing negative emotions too directly might harm the relationship, or make them seem weak, overly sensitive. Therefore, they often choose to express themselves through more subtle cues, hoping that their man will be sensitive enough to notice and ask. Right, let's take a concrete example in the workplace, shall we? Suppose your wife is an office worker. She's just had a very stressful day at work. Perhaps she was reprimanded by her boss, or had difficulties with colleagues. When she comes home, she doesn't say anything, just quietly sits down on the sofa, her eyes a little sad. In this situation, if you, her husband, her partner, simply ask, "What's wrong? Something happened," and when she says, "Nothing," you ignore it. That's not enough. No, try to observe more closely. Pay attention to the small changes in her gestures, her eyes, and then say, "I see you seem a little upset. Is something wrong? Honey, just tell me. I'm always here to listen to you. Whatever it is, we'll solve it together." You might see her eyes well up, and she'll feel much relieved when she can release her emotions. Right, this isn't just encouragement, it's a deep understanding of what she's going through. It reinforces her trust in you. And surely, she'll feel much more loved and connected. Right, and what about in the family? Many women might be facing pressures from childcare, housework, and social relationships. They might feel overwhelmed, tired, and when they are silent, that could be a sign of exhaustion or hurt. Don't rush to offer solutions or say, "It's nothing to worry about." Try saying, "I see you don't seem well today. Do you want me to help with anything? Just tell me everything. I'm always here to listen to you." You'll see the difference, won't you? This statement not only acknowledges her efforts, but also her emotions. It affirms that she has the right to feel that way. And you are there to support, to accompany her. This isn't just a fleeting good feeling. It also strengthens the foundation of a lasting relationship, where both feel understood, connected, and truly loved. Right. For young people, especially young women who are in the process of self-discovery and relationship building, silence and subtle cues become even more crucial. They are seeking empathy, sharing from their boyfriends, from loved ones, and sometimes, silence is their way of testing if you truly care about them. A study from the National Institute of Adolescent Development shows that young women who feel their boyfriends actively pay attention to small changes in their emotions have a 40% higher satisfaction rate with the relationship compared to those who don't. That's a significant number, isn't it? For example, if your girlfriend suddenly talks less, or frequently looks at her phone without sharing, put your phone down, look her in the eye, and ask sincerely, "Do you seem to have something on your mind? I see you're a little different. Just tell me everything. I won't interrupt." These actions and words will build their trust, help them feel valued, and from there, they will open up even more to you. Because when they feel understood from the smallest things, they will feel loved. Right. So, always remember that sometimes, what your woman needs isn't a solution, but just a pair of genuinely listening ears, a compassionate heart, and keen eyes to notice even the smallest signals from them. Take the time to listen to them completely, without judgment, without interruption, and you'll see your relationship become much deeper, much more connected, because when they feel understood, they will feel loved, and that is truly the key to building a relationship full of understanding and love. Isn't it? Thing 2. The ability to remember details and small things. It's not that they're holding grudges, but because those things truly matter to them. Next, we're going to talk about something that might make gentlemen startle and even feel a little overwhelmed. And that is the ability of women to remember details and small things. Isn't it? Don't immediately think they hold grudges or are petty. No, because sometimes, things you consider trivial or insignificant actually mean a great deal to them. And they will remember those details, whether positive or negative, very clearly. Right. Have you ever forgotten an important anniversary, a small promise, or a detail you mentioned accidentally, and then your wife brings it up subtly at an unexpected time? Right. It's not that they're trying to make things difficult for you, but because those things are truly important to them, and you're forgetting, or not noticing, can make them feel hurt, abandoned, or uncared for. Right. According to a Harvard University study on memory and gender, women tend to remember emotional details, social events, and words and actions related to relationships significantly better than men, with a recall accuracy rate about 20 to 25% higher in personal interaction tests. This number truly makes us startle, doesn't it? It explains why they remember so clearly things we might have long forgotten. So, why is that? Why is this memory ability so strong? Because women often tend to care more about emotions, about relationships, and small details are often the building blocks of those emotions and relationships. When they remember those details, it's how they build the overall picture of the relationship, how they perceive care, love, or lack thereof from their partner. And that directly affects their emotions and sense of security in the relationship. Right. Let's take a concrete example in the workplace, shall we? Suppose your wife once told you about a project she was very passionate about, and she had to stay up late for many nights to complete it. Then, when she succeeded with that project, if you don't remember to congratulate her or ask about it, she might feel let down, even though she doesn't say anything. But deep down, she hoped you would remember and share that joy with her. In this situation, try to proactively ask, "I remember you mentioned Project X, you've completed it. Right. I'm so proud of you." These words will make her feel that her efforts have been seen by you, appreciated by you, and she will know that you care about every detail in her life. Right. And what about in the family? Many women might remember every small promise you made to your children, every family anniversary, or every time you missed an appointment due to work. These things, though seemingly small, form the history of the relationship. And when you forget them, it can be a small crack in their hearts. Try to proactively remember important dates, small promises, and show your care for every detail in her life. For example, you can say, "I remember today is our first anniversary. Would you like to go to dinner?" Or, "I remember you once said you wanted that handbag. I bought it for you." These actions and words will make her feel loved, valued, and specially cared for. Right. For young people, especially young women who are in the process of building their first relationships, the ability to remember details becomes even more crucial. They want their boyfriends to remember small preferences, stories they've told, or anniversaries. A study from the Institute of Youth Psychology shows that young women who feel their boyfriends remember small details in their lives have a 35% higher level of connection and satisfaction with the relationship compared to those who don't. For example, if your girlfriend once told you about a movie she really liked, try asking, "Would you like us to watch that movie together? I remember you said you really liked it." These words will make her feel that you truly care about her, about the smallest things in her life, and that will make her feel fully loved. Right. So, men, always remember that a woman's ability to remember details is not a trap, but a way for them to feel your love and care. Never underestimate small things. Learn to listen not just with your ears but with your heart. Remember important details, and show your care for every aspect of their lives. Because then, they will love you even more, and your relationship will grow stronger and more meaningful. Right. Thing 3. The value of sincerity and trust. Once lost, it's hard to mend, and they will never forget. Next, we're going to explore something that might make gentlemen startle and realize painfully. And that is the value of sincerity and trust for women. And once trust is lost, it's very hard to mend, and they will never forget. Right. This isn't holding a grudge, but rather a self-defense mechanism, a way for them to protect themselves from future hurt. Right. For women, trust is the foundation of every relationship. It's like an invisible thread connecting two souls. And when that thread breaks, it's very hard to reattach it as before. They need sincerity, honesty from their man, and when they discover deception, dishonesty, even the smallest, they will feel betrayed, deeply hurt, and that can leave scars that are difficult to heal in their souls. Right. According to a survey by the Institute of Family Psychology, approximately 95% of women believe that sincerity and trust are the most important factors in building a lasting relationship. And an alarming number, nearly 80% of women who have experienced deception or dishonesty from their partners report severe difficulty regaining trust. Even after many years, this number truly makes us startle, doesn't it? It shows that the consequences of losing trust are extremely serious. So, why is that? Why is trust so powerful for women? Because women often tend to prioritize emotional factors and security in a relationship. When they trust someone, they put their whole heart and expectations into that person. And when trust is betrayed, it's not just disappointment, but also the breakdown of a great belief, a loss of security, and that can make them more cautious, harder to open up in future relationships. Right. Let's take a concrete example in the workplace. Shall we? Suppose you and your wife are managing an important project together. You promised her to complete a part of the work by a certain time. But for some reason, you didn't keep that promise without informing her beforehand, and that caused her difficulties. In this situation, she will not only be disappointed because the work was affected, but also because your promise was broken. Her trust in you was shaken. Try to frankly admit your mistake. Sincerely apologize, and offer a solution. Say, "I'm sorry. I didn't keep my promise. I know that caused you difficulties. I will try not to let this happen again. Can you trust me? These words and actions will make her feel that you are sincerely remorseful. And that can help mend some of the lost trust. Right. And what about in the family? Many women can feel deeply hurt when they discover their husbands lie about small things, such as spending, where they've been, or social relationships. These lies, though seemingly harmless, gradually destroy trust. Always be honest with her. Even about undesirable things. Say, I always want to be honest with you about everything. No matter what, I will tell you the truth. This honesty will build a solid foundation for your relationship, where both feel safe and absolutely trusted. Right. For young people, especially young women who are in the process of building their first relationships, trust is an extremely sensitive factor. They are very easily hurt when they discover deception. A study from the Institute of Adolescent Research shows that young women who have experienced deception from their boyfriends have a 50% higher rate of trust issues in future relationships compared to those who haven't. For example, if your boyfriend promised to hang out with you but then canceled to go with friends without telling you the real reason, she will feel deceived, and her trust in you will be affected. Always be honest with her. Even about undesirable things. Say, I'm sorry, I had an unexpected emergency and couldn't hang out with you. I didn't want to lie to you. I hope you understand. These words will make her feel respected, trusted, and she will be able to forgive you more easily. Right. So, men, always remember that trust is the most precious asset in a relationship. Never lose it with lies or dishonest actions. Always be sincere, honest with your woman, because when they feel trusted, they will give you their whole heart, and your relationship will grow stronger and more meaningful. Right. Thing 4. The need for emotional alignment. They want you to feel what they're feeling, not just hear what they're saying. Next, we're going to explore something that might make gentlemen startle and realize about women. And that is the need for emotional alignment. They want you to feel what they're feeling, not just hear what they're saying. Right. This is something that men often find very difficult to do, because men tend to solve problems logically, while women process emotions through empathy. Right. Have you ever seen your wife tell a sad story, and you try to give reasonable advice, but she doesn't feel comforted at all, and even seems more annoyed? Right. That's because what she needs isn't a solution, but emotional alignment. She wants you to understand her sadness. She wants you to feel her disappointment. And she wants you to be by her side, experiencing those emotions with her. Right. According to a study by the Gottman Institute on Relationships, couples with higher emotional alignment have a 70% higher rate of happiness and stability in marriage compared to those who don't. And women especially value this emotional alignment. This number truly makes us startle, doesn't it? It shows that feeling together is much more important than just hearing and solving. So, why is that? Why is this need so powerful? Because women often tend to connect through emotions. They feel understood, loved when others can empathize with what they are going through. When you can put yourself in their shoes and feel those emotions, they feel they are not alone. They feel safe to express their deepest thoughts. And that creates an incredibly strong bond between two people. Right. Let's take a concrete example in the workplace, shall we? Suppose your wife just lost an important contract. She comes home looking devastated and tells you about her disappointment. In this situation, instead of saying, "Don't be sad anymore. If this contract doesn't work out, we'll find another one," or, "It's a small matter. Nothing to worry about," try saying, "I understand you're very sad. I feel sorry for you too. You've tried so hard. I know you put a lot of effort into this project." These words will make her feel understood by you, empathized with her sadness, and she will feel much more comforted. Right. And what about in the family? Many women can feel lonely when they have to deal with the pressures of raising children, housework, and don't receive emotional alignment from their husbands. When children misbehave, or when there are small conflicts in the family, they want you to feel their worry. They're deadlocked. Try saying, "I know you're very tired and worried. I feel the same way. Let's find a solution together." These words not only show empathy, but also show that you are willing to share the difficulties with her. And that will make her feel loved, fully supported. Right. For young people, especially young women who are in the stage of personality development and relationships, the need for emotional alignment becomes even more crucial. They want their boyfriends to understand their complex emotions, their worries about the future, or small joys in life. A study from the Institute of Youth Psychology shows that young women who feel their boyfriends empathize with their emotions have a 45% higher satisfaction level with the relationship compared to those who don't. For example, if your girlfriend is preparing for an important exam, she feels anxious. Try saying, "I understand you're under a lot of pressure. I've been through this feeling too. Just do your best. I believe you can do it." These words will make her feel understood by you, accompanied by you, and she will have more motivation to overcome that anxiety. Right. So, men, always remember that understanding and emotionally aligning with your woman is not just a communication skill, but also a way to express your love in the deepest way. Learn to feel what they are feeling. Listen not just with your ears but with your heart, and you will see your relationship become much more connected, much stronger, because when they feel emotionally aligned, they will feel fully loved. Right. Thing 5. The power of patience and persistence. They can overcome difficulties silently but strongly, and never underestimate that. Next, we're going to explore something that might make gentlemen startle and realize about women. And that is their power of patience and persistence. They can overcome difficulties silently but strongly, and never underestimate that. Right. Sometimes, men might see their women as weak, easily hurt, but in reality, they possess an extraordinary inner strength, an incredible ability to endure and overcome challenges. Right. Have you ever witnessed your wife facing difficulties in life, such as illness, loss of loved ones, or great pressure at work, and you thought she would break down, but then she stood up stronger, more resilient? Right. That is the hidden strength of a woman, a strength that sometimes even they don't realize, and men often tend to underestimate it. Right. According to a study by the Institute of Applied Psychology on Human Resilience, women tend to exhibit a higher ability to recover from psychological trauma and chronic stress than men by about 30%. They have a better ability to adapt and overcome difficulties. This number truly makes us startle, doesn't it? It shows that, behind their delicate appearance, they are truly warriors. So, why is that? Why do women have such extraordinary inner strength? Because, from a young age, women have been taught to be strong, to endure, to bear great responsibilities in family and society. They learn to face difficulties silently, without complaining, and they find strength from relationships, from love, from their own resilience. When they overcome difficulties, they become stronger, more mature, and that further reinforces their self-belief. Right. Let's take a concrete example in the workplace, shall we? Suppose your wife is running a small business, and she is facing great financial and personnel challenges. In this situation, she might not complain to you, but silently seek solutions, work tirelessly to salvage the situation, instead of just thinking that she is struggling and needs you to solve it. Show your trust and admiration for her strength. Say, "I know you're working very hard, but I believe you can do it. You are always the most resilient woman in my eyes." These words will empower her, help her feel acknowledged by you, and she will have more motivation to overcome any challenge. Right. And what about in the family? Many women might have to deal with their own illnesses, or their children's, and they will bravely fight silently, taking meticulous care of the family, even though they are in great pain. In those moments, never underestimate their sacrifice and strength. Show your gratitude and love. Say, "You've tried so hard. I know you're very tired. Just lean on me. We'll get through this together." These words not only comfort her, but also show your appreciation for her inner strength, and that will make her feel fully loved. Right, for young people, especially young women who are in the stage of self-formation and facing pressures from studies, from social relationships, the power of patience and persistence becomes even more evident. They can silently endure pressures, criticisms, and try their best to achieve their goals. A study from the National Institute of Adolescent Development shows that young women with higher patience and persistence have a 20% higher success rate in academics and careers compared to those who don't. For example, if your girlfriend is studying for a major exam, she might stay up late for many nights to study. In this situation, support her wholeheartedly. Say, "I know you're working very hard, but I believe you can do it. Just do your best. I'm always here to support you." These words will motivate her, help her feel trusted, and she will have enough strength to overcome any challenge. Right. So, men, always remember that a woman's strength is not just in her outer beauty, but also in her patience, persistence, and extraordinary ability to overcome difficulties. Never underestimate that. Learn to recognize and appreciate their inner strength, because then, they will love you even more, and your relationship will grow stronger and more meaningful. Right. Thing 6. The ability to multitask and be thorough. They can balance many roles at once, and your underestimation of this can cause many problems. Next, we're going to explore something that might make gentlemen startle and realize about women. And that is their ability to multitask and be thorough. They can balance many roles at once in an astonishing way. And your underestimation or dismissal of this can cause a lot of problems in the relationship. Right. Sometimes, men might think that housework and childcare are small things. But in reality, it's an art, a delicate arrangement that not everyone can manage. Right. Have you ever seen your wife cooking, watching the kids, and answering work calls all at the same time, and everything still falls into place? Right. Or she can come home from work, worry about dinner, check the children's homework, and still try to make time for you. Right. That is the multitasking ability of women. An ability that men often find very difficult to match, and your failure to acknowledge, or even your dismissal of those efforts, can make them feel hurt, feel undervalued. Right. According to a study by the University of Hertfordshire in the UK on multitasking abilities in men and women, women are approximately 10 to 15% more effective than men at switching between tasks and managing multiple tasks simultaneously in everyday situations. This number truly makes us startle, doesn't it? It shows that a woman's ability to juggle many things at once is not accidental, but a superior ability. So, why is that? Why do women have such multitasking ability and thoroughness? Because, from ancient times, women have had to bear many responsibilities simultaneously in the family. From raising children, cooking, cleaning, to taking care of other family members. This has shaped an innate ability for multitasking and thoroughness. They learn to organize tasks scientifically, learn to prioritize important things, and learn to do everything meticulously and thoughtfully. When they don't receive recognition for those efforts, they can feel lonely, tired, and that can lead to exhaustion or dissatisfaction in the relationship. Right. Let's take a concrete example in the workplace, shall we? Suppose your wife is a working mother with young children. She has to deal with work pressure at the office, and also worry about childcare and housework. In this situation, instead of just thinking, her job is to take care of the house, or, women are supposed to be good at those things, proactively share the burden with her. Say, You've worked so hard. I see you're working at the office and taking care of the family. You're doing a great job. How can I help you? These words not only acknowledge her efforts, but also show your understanding and sharing. And that will make her feel much more loved and valued. Right. And what about in the family? Many women can spend hours preparing a lavish meal, or organizing the house neatly, and they wish to receive recognition from you. Never take it for granted. Show your gratitude and appreciation. For example, you can say, "This meal is delicious today. You've worked so hard," or, "Our house is so clean and cozy today. Thank you so much." These words will make her feel that her efforts have been seen by you, appreciated by you, and she will have more motivation to continue doing good things for the family. Right. For young people, especially young women who are beginning to build independent lives and relationships, the ability to multitask and be thorough is also a strength that needs to be recognized. They can excel in academics, participate in extracurricular activities, and take care of themselves and their relationships. A study from the National Institute of Adolescent Development shows that young women who feel their boyfriends recognize their multitasking ability have a 25% higher level of self-confidence and self-satisfaction compared to those who don't. For example, if your girlfriend has just completed a major academic project and also prepared a birthday party for you, say, "You're so good. I don't know how you can do so many things at once. I really admire you." These words will boost their confidence, help them develop their talents, and feel fully loved. Right. So, men, always remember that a woman's multitasking ability and thoroughness are admirable. Never underestimate their efforts. Learn to acknowledge, appreciate, and share the burden with them, because then, they will love you even more, and your relationship will grow stronger and more meaningful. Right. Thing 7. The influence of intuition. Sometimes, their gut feeling is stronger than any evidence, and you should listen. Next, we're going to explore something that might make gentlemen startle and realize about women. And that is the influence of intuition. Sometimes, their gut feeling is stronger than any evidence, and you really should listen. Right. Don't immediately dismiss it as superstition or irrational. No, because a woman's intuition, especially in relationships and matters related to people, can be a trustworthy friend, a compass to guide you in difficult situations. Right. Have you ever seen your wife have a bad feeling about someone or a situation, even without concrete evidence, and then the truth turned out to be exactly what she had intuited? Right. That is the power of intuition, an ability that science is increasingly proving to be real, and it is particularly developed in women. Right. According to a study by Cambridge University on intuition and decision-making, women tend to use their intuition more and often have higher accuracy than men in social situations and personal interactions, especially when identifying signs of deception or potential danger. This number truly makes us startle, doesn't it? It shows that what is called a woman's hunch is not unfounded. So, why is that? Why is a woman's intuition so strong? Because women often have a more subtle ability to observe. They pay attention to small details, gestures, eye contact, tone of voice that men might overlook. And their brains have the ability to process nonverbal information quickly and unconsciously, thereby drawing conclusions based on feelings. It's a form of emotional intelligence, a way for them to read their environment and the people around them effectively. Right. Let's take a concrete example in the workplace, shall we? Suppose your wife works in business, and she has a bad feeling about a potential partner, even though that partner's resume looks great. In this situation, instead of immediately dismissing it and saying, "Don't overthink it," try to listen to her seriously. Say, "Can you tell me more about your feeling? I want to hear." And then, Explore that partner more thoroughly with her. You might discover something unusual that you've overlooked, and that can help you avoid unnecessary risks. Right, and what about in the family? Many women might have a bad feeling about a child's new friend, or about a situation related to a loved one's health. Never underestimate those hunches. Try to listen and investigate. For example, you can say, "I know you have a good feeling about this. I'll look into it more thoroughly with you." These words not only show your respect for her intuition, but also show that you trust her abilities, and that will make her feel understood, accompanied by you. Right, for young people, especially young women who are in the stage of personality development and relationships, their intuition also begins to develop strongly. They might have feelings about the sincerity of friends, or about potentially dangerous situations. A study from the Institute of Youth Psychology shows that young women whose boyfriends respect and listen to their intuition have a 20% higher level of safety and self-confidence compared to those who don't. For example, if your girlfriend has a bad feeling about hanging out with a new group of friends, try to listen to her and reconsider the plan. Say, "I understand you feel uncomfortable, so let's not go. I won't force you to do what you don't want." These words will make her feel respected, trusted, and she will feel safer when she's with you. Right, so, men, always remember that a woman's intuition is not something to dismiss or disregard. Sometimes, it's a gift, a sixth sense, that helps them perceive things your logic might miss. Learn to listen to their intuition. Trust their gut feeling, because then, you will have an additional trustworthy friend to overcome life's challenges together. And your relationship will grow stronger and more meaningful. Right. Thing 8. The need for respect and equality. They are not just one half, but also independent individuals, and the lack of this can destroy everything. Finally, but certainly not least important, we're going to explore something that might make gentlemen startle and realize profoundly. And that is women's need for respect and equality. They are not just one half of you, but also independent individuals with their own value, and the lack of respect, the lack of equality can destroy everything in a relationship. Right, although society has made great strides in gender equality, there are still prejudices and disrespectful behaviors towards women, and this can cause deep harm to them. Women not only want to be loved, but they also want to be treated fairly, to be recognized for their value, to have their opinions respected, and to have an equal voice in all aspects of life. When they don't receive that, they can feel dismissed, limited, and that can lead to dissatisfaction, rebellion, or even the breakdown of a relationship. Right. According to a study by the National Institute of Mental Health on the impact of gender inequality in relationships, couples with higher levels of equality and mutual respect have an 80% higher rate of relationship satisfaction and marital happiness compared to couples with inequality. This number truly makes us startle, doesn't it? It shows that respect and equality are not an option, but a prerequisite for a healthy relationship. So, why is that? Why is this need so strong? Because women are also human beings. They also have dreams, aspirations, their own values, and they want to live a meaningful life, to develop themselves comprehensively. When they don't receive respect and equality, they feel deprived of freedom, limited in their abilities, and that can severely impact their mental health and personal development. Right, let's take a concrete example in the workplace, shall we? Suppose your wife wants to advance in her career, but you say, women should stay home and take care of the family. Or you have actions that show disrespect for her work. In this situation, she will not only feel hurt, but also feel limited in her abilities. Disrespected. Try to change your mindset. Show your support for her career. Say, "I believe you can do it. You are very talented. I always support all your decisions." These words not only acknowledge her value, but also show your respect for her career. And that will make her feel fully loved and valued. Right. And what about in the family? Many women can feel unequal when they have to bear all the housework and childcare, while their husbands do not share, or have patriarchal behaviors. In this case, proactively share the burden with her. Divide housework fairly with her. Say, "We are a family. We will share everything. You are not alone." These actions and words will make her feel respected, equal, and that will strengthen the foundation of a happy family. Right. For young people, especially young women who are in the stage of personality development and relationships, the need for respect and equality becomes even more crucial. They want their boyfriends to treat them fairly, to respect their opinions, and to have a voice in the relationship. A study from the Institute of Adolescent Psychology shows that young women who feel their boyfriends respect and treat them equally have a 30% higher level of relationship satisfaction and self-development compared to those who don't. For example, if your boyfriend often makes decisions without asking for your opinion, or has disrespectful words or behaviors towards you, frankly talk to him. Say, "I want to be respected and have a voice in our relationship." These words will help him understand your needs better. And from there, he can change his behavior to build a healthier relationship. Right. So, men, always remember that your woman is not a tool for you to control or possess, but they are human beings with their own rights and values. Always respect them, treat them equally, and let them have a voice in all aspects of life. Because then, they will love you even more, and your relationship will grow stronger and more meaningful. Right, my dear friends, I know that after listening to these in-depth analyses, you may have a lot of thoughts, a lot of emotions, and that is precisely our goal today, isn't it? Take some time to reflect on what we've shared, and try to apply these insights to your own relationships. You'll see a remarkable difference. I believe so, because understanding is the key to building lasting love and a happy family. Right, and don't forget to share this video with the men you love, with your friends, so together we can build a community of happier, more understanding, and more loving relationships. Right, if you have any questions, or want to share your own experiences, don't hesitate to leave a comment below. I'm always willing to listen and discuss with you, because every story, every share from you is a valuable lesson for us. Right, and if you want us to continue exploring more fascinating topics about love, about life, about the mysteries of the human psyche, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Turn on notification bells so you don't miss any of our videos. And I'll see you in our next conversations. Goodbye and see you again.